Alright, so you finally jumped the gun and bought the iPhone 17 Pro. I know you probably heard about how amazing all of the 48 megapixel cameras are, the ability to shoot in Prores Raw, open gate, 10-bit footage, and have amazing dynamic range on this device. It's mind-blowing. But don't get too excited yet, because to shoot Prores Raw open gate on this, you actually have a lot of things that you need to consider. So today I'm going to break down everything you need to know to shoot Prores Raw open gate on this device. I'm going to be covering what camera app I use, what filming accessories I use, along with how I convert the colors and edit Prores Raw videos. But before that, here are some B-rolls taken on this device in Tokyo. Alright, before we do anything, you have to realize that we can't use the native camera app, so I actually use Blackmagic Camera. Okay, so download the Blackmagic Camera app. It's a free app, you can download it, and it should look a little something like this. Now, don't be freaked out. This is sort of what it looks like, and the first thing you need to do is head over to your settings on the right, codec, and in codec, select Prores Raw. Now, this is a new option that only the 17 Pros have. And if you go to resolution, you can see now we have open gate. You need external storage to record this. So what you need is this. This is a Lexar SSD, and basically it's an SSD for your iPhone. So you can just plug it in like this. It's one of the smallest SSDs I've ever seen. Now that we've plugged it in, you should see we are able to record our videos. Alright, so I'll just run over this app really quickly. Don't mind the view, it's the view of my tripod. But if you look over here, this is basically auto exposure, so whatever I click on, it's exposing for that subject. But what we want to do is actually lock all of our settings. So in your shutter over here, you can actually select the shutter that you want. So let's say 50, I'm shooting in 30 frames per second, so it should be 50 to 60. Let's try 60. And click on the lock icon on the right. What this allows you to do is control your shutter speed, and then your ISO should always be just like around 100. You can go even lower actually, which I found quite interesting because cameras can't do that. I think cameras have a base ISO of like 100 and above. Then the white balance, usually I just keep my white balance at 5600 unless the situation that I'm in requires me to change it. But yeah, it's also locked. Tint, I usually leave it at 0. And the lens, now this is the fun part, right? So just to keep in mind, all of the lenses that we are going to use today is the 13mm, 24mm, and 100mm. That is the 0.5 times, 2 times camera, and the 4 times camera. Anything above 4 times is a digital zoom. Now, frame rate is entirely up to you, but I use 30 frames per second because I shoot a lot for Instagram, and Instagram uploads at 30 frames per second. But if you want to do YouTube and you want more of a cinematic vibe, you can actually go to 24 frames per second. Alright, and as you can see, we are shooting in open gate, so you have two choices, either to shoot full vertical open gate. This is especially useful if you know you're going to be using vertical, but if you're uncertain, you can actually just rotate your phone and shoot in landscape. Now, what this allows you to do is you are able to now crop vertical and horizontal without losing much resolution. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. You still do sacrifice pixels, but the thing is you lose a lot less pixels compared to if you were to shoot in 16:9, because 16:9 is like super narrow, like whatever I'm shooting right now. If we were to crop this in, for example, look at how much space that we are wasting, right? But if we have open gate, that allows you to give a vertical image for Instagram or TikTok without losing much quality. Now also, I forgot to mention one thing. Into your settings, you actually have to scroll down all the way to Save Clips To. Now, Save Clips To, usually it's default selected to in-app only. but I select Files and select on the Lexar SSD that I've plugged in. So whatever that we film today is going to go straight into the Lexar SSD, and you can just remove it and plug it into your MacBook later on. Okay, now one thing that you may realize while looking at the Blackmagic app over here is that it is super overexposed. It just looks really bad. And we don't really have a lot of choices, because if we go to ISO, we can't reduce the ISO anymore. And if we go to shutter speed, we can't increase the shutter speed. Well, we could, but we just lose that natural motion blur that we're looking for, and whatever moving objects that we have just looks really jittery. So the solution is very simple. It's actually this. This is an ND filter, a variable ND filter to clip onto your phone like that. So as you can see right now, you can see the camera, and as we rotate, because this is a variable ND filter, it sort of darkens like that. So these are like sunglasses for your phone camera. So as you can see right now, it's overexposed. I'll just put it over my main camera and rotate the ND to darken it. And boom, look at that. It is now properly exposed. Now let's start recording. And once we stop recording, head over to the media tab. And as you can see, we have all of our shots inside. Alright, now I'm gonna drop a giant deal breaker for you, and that is the lack of stabilization. So when you're shooting in open gate, as you can see over here, you can see that there is literally no stabilization handheld. You lose every single bit of stabilization that iPhone usually has. You know how when you use the native camera app and the stabilization is just really good with all that AI processing? Yeah, all of that is gone. You don't have any bit of stabilization for open gate. You get impressive colors, amazing dynamic range, you just lose out on the stabilization part, and that really sucks. But hopefully in the future iPhone, they actually add stabilization to this, because right now it looks really bad. So I'm gonna show you a few solutions. Alright, so this is our current setup, and I don't want to add much bulk to it, so this is the lightest and the most affordable one I could find so far. It is this Moth kickstand, and it's a sort of invisible tripod that opens up, and you can put cards inside here as well, and this opens up to a sort of tripod stand. Look at that, it's a mini little tripod stand, and what this does is that it MagSafes onto the back of your phone. Let me just click it there. And look at this, you have a little compact setup that you can just put down on a table and get shots of whatever you're trying to film. If you're really ambitious, you could even try and bend this like that. So just hang it off of a surface like that and have it sort of filming like this. That is a little bit more sketchy, but yeah, it does work. I've tried it before. Or you could also use it just as a regular, oh my god, a regular stand like that, yeah. So this is what I use for sort of on-the-go filming without having the need to carry a big giant tripod and mounting a small little phone on that tripod. And obviously another accessory you can use is the Ulanzi sort of like selfie stick tripods. Those are pretty good for phones as well. The only issue I would think that would have could be the wind, because those are pretty flimsy with tiny tripod legs at the bottom and one long standing point. What if you want moving shots? I use this over here. It's a phone gimbal by DJI. And yeah, you can use any phone gimbal, doesn't really matter, but basically this allows you to have very stable moving shots. Now you have to keep in mind that we are still losing stabilization, so it's not like when you use the native camera app where it already has stabilization, you use the gimbal and it gives you extra stabilization. This is like, you can still see micro jitters and wobbles whenever you are filming with the gimbal on open gate. So it's just something to keep in mind, but you don't have to shoot open gate if you don't want to. You could also just shoot in regular ProRes log. I have videos on that for the iPhone 16 Pros. Yeah, you could do that as well, but I'm just saying if you want to get the most amount of resolution, the max amount of quality in your videos in Prores Raw, then yeah, I think the gimbal is a pretty sweet compromise that we have to deal with. But also having a gimbal kind of gives you extra advantages as well. The DJI gimbal I have has this sort of mini little AI module, and what this allows you to do is clip it onto, where is it? The bottom. So this is not a paid partnership, but I'm just going to show it to you regardless. When you put a high five sign, look at that. It is now tracking me. I look stupid doing this, but yeah, it is now tracking me like that. And we could have a shot where the gimbal follows us around. It's especially useful for solo filmmaking and solo content creators. On top of that, you can also plug in a USB-C cable, and assuming you're not shooting in ProRes RAW, remove the SSD and then just plug plug this in like that, and what that allows you to do is connect any sort of DJI microphone like the Mic Mini. You could also use the Mic 2 or the Mic 3 and just get wireless audio from your phone camera like that. So you get professional quality videos, you get professional sounding videos, and you get professionally stable videos as well. So ultimately, this is sort of the setup that I love, and also it's just very, very compact and light. And that's it. Let's start filming. Alright, now that you know how to get the best shots using the iPhone 17 Pro, let's get to editing these footages. Alright, now we're back in the studio and let's get to editing these footages. Now what's really convenient about shooting with the SSD instead of on the iPhone is that you don't have to airdrop your footage into your MacBook. You can just simply plug it out from your phone and plug it into your laptop like this. And it's just so convenient to start editing off of your SSD, or you can just transfer it into your MacBook and start editing from there instead. And by the way, I'm transferring this right now in real time, and as you can see, it's 107 gigabytes of footage, and it takes like less than 2 minutes to transfer. It's absolutely crazy how fast an SSD is. So today I'm going to teach you a little bit on how I color grade and edit my videos, and how I sort of piece my edits together with sound effects, music, stuff like that. Oh, okay, it's done transferring. And I think you guys would find it really interesting, especially a lot of my audiences who are indeed beginners, who are just starting out this content creation thing. So yeah, I hope this helps in some way. Let's create a folder called Mats and put it inside, and Premiere Pro files. And from here, what we can do is just start firing up our Premiere Pro. Let's try dragging in a shot. Let's say the shot of this man going up the stairs. So this is shot in Prores Raw Open Gate, and as you can see, if we go to sequence settings, you can see that this is our frame resolution. So we have 4224 times 3024. So it's a horizontal image that is a lot larger. We are using the whole entire sensor to shoot. But of course, this is not the resolution that we want to be editing in. We want either a 4K horizontal image or a 4K vertical image. So in this case, we usually use 2160 times 3840. So this is sort of the 9:16 ratio that we always have for our vertical video. So let's just try this out first. And as you can see, this is a vertical video. And because we are shooting in this resolution, let me just resize it for you. Look at this. So this is open gate. Because we're shooting in this resolution, right, it's so much easier to just scale up. And because it's a taller image compared to a 16:9 image, you do get a lot more top and bottom information. And look at that. So regularly, if I were to shoot this in a 16:9 video, let me just try to mimic that for you to show you what it looks like. So for example, I think this is what a 16:9 resolution image would sort of look like, right? And if we were to mimic that and just zoom in, as you can see, we gotta zoom in all the way. Yeah, it's just a lot more narrow of an image. A lot of creators struggle with like, oh, should I shoot in horizontal or should I shoot in vertical? Because I want to use it for Instagram, but I also want to use it for YouTube. And this sort of just removes the thought process. However, I do want to say one thing. You do still need to shoot in a wider image. Like, try not to go too close up if you're planning to crop in for 2 different platforms. And right now we're just gonna flip it over to 3840 times 2160. And that's because I want to edit this in a horizontal image like this. If we match up the top and bottom, we do have the sides to now fill up. So what we're doing is just basically zooming in a little bit to adapt to a horizontal image. As we zoom in, you'll realize that because we're zooming in, the top and bottom is sort of going out of frame. And that gives us the ability to now reframe the top and bottom like this. File, new, and adjustment layer. I'm just gonna speed run this, and we'll drag the adjustment layer over here. Hold down on option and then drag it upwards. So now that we got 3 different layers, rename the first one to correction, and rename the second one to conversion, and rename the last one to grade. And let's try going to conversion first and head over to creative. A lot of people do it differently, but I realize creative works for me. browse, and drag in this LUT over here called the Prores Raw LUT. And if you're wondering what LUT this is, it's basically my own LUT that I've created to fit Apple LUT II footages, because this is shooting in the new Apple LUT II color space, which is an improved color space from the first Apple LUT that we have in the iPhone 15s. And if you want this for free, just check the link in the description down below. I'm gonna give it away for free for you guys to try out and use, because I genuinely think it looks like a regular image right now. And as you can see, the highlights are very blown out, so let's just reduce the highlights over here. And look at how much detail we're recovering back in the highlights. Oh, that is amazing. And we can also boost up the shadows just to show you the kind of information that we're playing with. We have a regular looking image. It is just that simple. We can stop here if you want, but I love to color grade my videos, piece them together with music and sound design, or even use other footage to fit into my sequence. So let's try adding more oomph to our edit. And you guessed it, that is where today's sponsor comes in, Artlist. So unless you're living under a cave, Artlist is definitely the all-in-one platform to go to get all of your video editing assets. I love it so much and I've been using it for so many videos. So as you can see, our colors are converted, but the thing is that it doesn't have that oomph to it, doesn't have a look, a style to it. So what we can do is head over to Artlist under the LUTs panel and just search for a LUT that we like. In this case, I do really like this one, the antique one. Look at that. There is that nice warm hue to it. So let's try downloading this one. And if we head back to our grade adjustment layer, we can simply hit to creative, look, and just search for our antique. There we go, antique, and just click it. Boom, look at that. It dramatically transforms our entire image to this amazing light. And of course, if it's too strong, you can always reduce it like this. Just give it that extra nice warm hue to it. Now let's try another shot right now, and it's a shot of this old man cycling. And let's just duplicate all of this by holding down Option and dragging it on top of this clip. And boom, look at that. It just has this very nice warm vintage hue to it. I love it. It's just so easy to apply to everything. Okay, next up I want to share about music, and if you're anything like me as a creator online, you'll understand how hard it is to find music. And a lot of the times, copyright-free music is very hard to come by. So for example, I love this song called Electric Love, but let's be real, if I were to put this up on YouTube, I would get copyright strike immediately. But what we can do right now is just copy the Spotify link, head to Artlist, and this is so cool. So look on top, it says search with song match, and this is one of the craziest things ever. You can simply paste the link from Spotify, search, and it gives you songs in Artlist that sounds very similar to Electric Love. That is absolutely insane. Oh my gosh. I've been fantasizing about this feature for so long and it's finally here. Okay, let's try actually listening to it, okay? It has the same rock, pop, indie vibe to it, and it really sounds very fitting with Electric Love. Alright, the next feature is really interesting that I want to share with you. This is Shibuya Crossing, as you can see. Now the issue is that I couldn't get a drone perspective because the drone restrictions in Japan is actually really strict, and yeah, you can't really fly drones there, so this is the widest I could get. So what we can do is actually create our own drone shots by using, you guessed it, Artlist. So head over to the AI image and video section, and under text to image, just type in, let's say, create an aerial drone shot of Shibuya, Tokyo. And I suck at prompts, so you can actually enhance your prompt. And look at that, this prompt is so much better than mine. Let's just generate it. And oh my god, look at that. That is so beautiful. It actually looks like Shibuya. And over here, you can actually click animate straight away, and it'll generate a prompt for you. And you can also choose the video generation models. And Artlist has all of the most updated video generation models. You can see we have Kling 1.6, Sora 2, Sora 2 Pro, so one of the best in the industry right now. There's VO 3.1. I like to use Kling 1.6 for like quick bursts, but if you want to go all out, which we will, let's go Sora 2 Pro and switch it over to, let's say, 8 seconds and keep our resolution to the highest, which is Full HD. And all we have to do now is just click animate and wait for it. And we're done. Oh my god, this looks so good and it looks so realistic. Alright, if you want to try out all of these tools for yourself, head to the discount link in the description down below. Alright, with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a little something about how to shoot with the iPhone 17 Pro Max. This is such a capable, great device. I love shooting with it. And of course, you don't always have to shoot in open gate. You can also just shoot in regular 9x16 videos or 16:9 videos as well. And if that's something that interests you, check out this video over here where I teach you how to shoot ProRes videos with your iPhone 16 Pro Max. But of course, it also applies to the 17 Pro Max. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.